Hello, how are you? I hope you guys are having an awesome day or night, whatever is going on. And hey, I'm Katie Brannon, and this is Tea Time True Crime with Katie, where we are fascinated with true crime. I talk about solved cases, unsolved cases, but soon I'm going to be talking to the strange and unusual, which is right up my alley. Now, tonight's case is terrifying to me because, spoiler alert, the dude has not been found. So I want to know down in the comments below when I talk about this story and this horrible crime, what this piece of crap, I swear, like the most narcissistic, egomaniac, megalomaniac, like dude, this guy, holy crap. It's a wild story, and it is sadly involves 3 women and one dude. And this guy, we cannot find him at all. And warning, this story is very upsetting. I'm going to be talking about not domestics. There's no sign of that because everyone is so shocked about this guy's like actions. They did not even see it coming. Like, this guy was the ultimate chameleon. And you know, as I look at him now in my notes, he literally looks like an average Joe. Literally, like, just like not elderly, but like pushing 60, gray hair, brown eyes, a little bit of a tan complexion, and just like a smile. He looked like a Joe, a Dan, or Bob. There is no distinguishing feature on him at all, except like a little butt for a chin, like, you know, like how I do, you know, where I can blow my nose and wipe my butt at the same time. Ha ha ha. Yeah, the joke, it never gets old. So yes, I'm going to be talking about some very alarming subject. If you can't handle homicide, adult situations, and animal violence and cruelty, please click off of this podcast. I will see you again, and I will do hopefully a podcast that will not hurt your mental health too much, because mental health, you guys, is extremely important. But you know what else is important? Is to talk about this case, because we really need to talk about the poor women that were involved. Hi, if you are just joining me on my first podcast, it is called Tea Time True Crime with Katie for a reason. I drink hot tea every single podcast. I get gifts as mugs, or I just buy them myself, you know, ain't no shame in my game. So my mom actually got me a mug that says Catitude. Yeah, too cute. And like a rockabilly polka dot inside, and it's just really cute. And I made, oh, that is like really hot. It's not cold steam if you're watching, just to let you know. Oh yeah, this is apple cinnamon tea, caffeine free. I got it at the Food Lion, okay? Right down the road. All right, so ADHD is real, you guys. So this case is the case where it's really hard. Actually, I've heard about this case a few years ago by my friend Travis. I don't know if I can say his last name or he wants to be known, but I will say his name is Travis. He's a cool dude. And he is actually from this area in Idaho, and he actually talked to me about this case. He was like, it's crazy, Katie, like the guy did, you know, he like killed people and then just like booked it. He left. He's a pilot, and he's gone. So I didn't think anything of it, you know. And then again, what do I say? If you've never been with me before on a podcast, if the case comes to me again in a weird way, in several ways, it is a sign for me to talk about this case. And here I am. Without further ado, we're going to talk about the douche canoe, Mike Bullinger. And I don't personally know him, but his actions, in this case, they speak louder than words, okay? Okay, so there is not like a lot on this case. I think I've only seen just a couple podcasts about it, but I actually read articles to get more information. So as I said before, Mike Bullinger was leading a double life, and honestly, it ended with tragic consequences. And it was something that no one would ever imagine that would happen. So I'm going to start with Nadia and Peyton. So Nadia was from Dutchland, which another one said Germany as well. But let's just say she was not from America, but she lived in Utah for quite a while now, but she was born somewhere else. She was, as I'm reading about Nadia, is that she was a very caring person, and she loved animals and she loved horses. And her daughter Peyton, you know, she is adorable as well. She is 14 at the time, and for 2 years now, the timeline is that Nadia has been dating Mike Bullinger. Now, everything seems to be hunky-dory, roses and rainbows. They're all over social media together. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's wild. You can type in the name, go on Facebook, and see their smiling pictures and Peyton's videos. She's just adorable and bubbly. And she actually called Mike, she started calling Mike Dad. Like, that's how close she was to Mike. And now her father actually, sadly, I think it was a few years before, died of like heart complications, heart attack or something like that. So, you know, Nadia was a widow when she met Mike, and she thought he was just the sun and the moon and the stars, and they got along very well. Mike is extremely charismatic, funny, calm, collected, seemed like the perfect boyfriend. Now, what they didn't know was actually he was married. And I mean capital M, married. He's been married to Cheryl Baker for 10 years. Well, almost 10. This happened like 2017, this situation, and they've been married since 2010. Okay, so almost 10 years. Still a long time to be married. Now you're wondering, well, Katie, how did they not know about each other? Well, Mike Bullinger, he is, I hate to say it, smart. Very smart and sophisticated and narcissistic, and that scares the hell out of me because he went very, very far, especially how he kind of covered up the crime that he committed. So I'm just going to, so right now Peyton and Nadia are with Mike, and they're on social media, and they're smiling together, and there's like kissy pictures. Yeah, it's wild, especially since he has a 56-year-old wife named Cheryl Baker. Now, Cheryl Baker was a school teacher, and she was extremely loved by her community, and she loved animals, her animals. And they didn't have children together. I did not see that. So Cheryl just stuck to animals, which is, I mean, that's cool with you, you know? Whatever floats your boat. So yeah, this Mike was cunning. Like, he literally was on social media pictures with not only his wife but his mistress as well, and their not their 14-year-old daughter, but Nadia's 14-year-old daughter, Peyton Medley. So you have the Medleys, and then you have Baker, Cheryl Baker, and then, you know, you have Mike Bullinger. Mike Bullinger, I saw his birthday real quickly, but who gives a crap, you know? But he is a Scorpio, no surprise there. And he was, Cheryl was actually his third wife. He was married twice before. Now, when you talk about like chameleon, you know what I'm saying? The ex-wife said he was a just very not nice guy. He was a manipulator, he was a womanizer, you know, a cheater. So these women are still alive, thank goodness, but sadly the three I'm talking about, Cheryl Baker, Nadia Medley, and Peyton Medley, had to meet a horrible, violent end. And also the dogs. Like, what did the dogs do to you, bro? Like, now we're gonna get to the crime. Now, I told you that Nadia and Peyton, you know, were really close to Mike, and he loved them very much. That's what he put on social media, and that's what they did. Like, she called him dad. So I can't imagine the betrayal. Like, that is so horrible. I just, poor, my God, these poor women. So this is rough, guys. So one night his plan was about to blow up in smoke because Cheryl, him and his wife got money together and they bought a ranch. Okay, they bought this ranch farmhouse thing, and they were really excited. They were fixing it up, and now he got a little, I got my cake and eat it too, because he wanted to move Nadia and her daughter Peyton in the home as well. Authorities say that one day Cheryl came to the house early, like when she was not supposed to, and she may have witnessed Mike with another family. You know, may have walked in the door and saw Mike doing something, and then Peyton's just there and she realized he had another family. And we do not know what happened. We don't, because sadly when their bodies were found, okay, they say like 10 days later, because someone said they heard a woman screaming early in the morning between June 6th and June 10th, but she did not call the police. That's what the article says. But thank goodness that Nadia's friends wanted to contact police, and they were like, hey, Nadia was supposed to move in this rancher. We have not heard from her or her daughter Peyton. Can you please go and have a welfare check? So when the police go in for a welfare check, you guys, this is no bueno right here. This is bad. So they go to the farmhouse and they start smelling this very horrible smell, and it's coming from the shed by the house. The police go into the shed and they are horrified by what they see. There are 3 women together that have been in the hot sun for who knows how long. This is 10 days after they were killed, and sadly they were like unrecognizable. It was really hard to tell what skin color they were. Yeah, graphic details, guys. They were just like melt, like a horror movie. You get it, you get it. So it took longer time to actually like figure out who these women were. Now they found out Nadia and Peyton, who they were looking for, but they didn't know this third woman, which was Cheryl Baker, which was Mike Bullinger's wife. And when they did, they uncovered a pilot who had so many secrets. And when everything went to light, we don't know if he couldn't handle it or if the women tried to beat him up. I mean, again, we do not know. Only Mike knows. So this all happened in Idaho in 2017. Now, Mike was on the lam, like he was on the run. 3 weeks after authorities launched their investigation, Bullinger's car was found in Wyoming. So There have been alleged sightings of Bullinger in 2 states, but none that have led to an arrest. Now, officials say that Bullinger is extremely armed and dangerous. He is about 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighs an estimated 240 pounds, with gray hair and brown eyes. Yeah, insane. I actually wrote a note that I found today at work on my break. Okay, on June 23rd, 2017, his car was discovered abandoned in the Pacific Creek campground, which is approximately 10 miles from the entrance station. He gone. Now, I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Where the hell is Mike Bullinger? Like, where is he? And why? Why did he have to kill 3 women? And I'm sorry if I forgot to mention, but they were shot. Yeah, in the beginning, the bodies was so badly decomposed, they couldn't even figure out how they died. But when they did, they were all like executed, just shot. Like it said, all shot in the head, and he even killed the dogs. He killed like the pets in the home. Like, bro, what do they do to you? There's just, murder is absolutely horrible, especially with innocent people, but when you kill like animals, that's a whole nother thing of evil. Now, authorities say, I looked up like updates, because it's now 2023, okay, that police and authorities think that he's died of the elements, that he may have took his own life in the forest, and we just haven't found him yet. But let me tell you, there has been a lot of searches for this guy. There has been drones. There has been alpha ray searches. There have been dogs. I mean, but they cannot find him at all. But wouldn't you think if he like ended his life in the forest that we would find something, a bone maybe, a sock, a shoe, anything? The last sighting is that someone did see someone like that, and he looked extremely dehydrated. He did not have any hiking gear on, no water bottle, and that's why officials think that he may have succumbed to the elements. What do you guys think? I don't know, someone who is that like egomaniac and like narcissistic, because it's one thing or another that you're having an affair and a double life, but to go on social media and be with both women where they're like with you. There's one picture where he's kissing, I think Cheryl? No, he's kissing Naja. And then like Peyton and Naja and then him are just hanging out. Like it looked like a baseball game, just all smiles. That is just, and the dude just looks like a regular dude. Just like a little overweight. Grandpa looking, not grandpa, but you know what I mean. I don't know, guys. I feel like he's alive. Because number one, he's a pilot. He's smart. He's cunning. And you can just put all your camping gear and stuff in a cave. Like kill the animal in the cave and stay in the cave. And then when the search dies down a little bit, maybe he went and got another vehicle and got a plane and like flew away. But then there's arguments say that when Cheryl found his other family, there was a huge altercation. There was a huge one. So maybe it wasn't planned. So how did he have all that in case something happened awry? We do not know. He was in the new John Walsh, America's Most Wanted, the Hot Pursuit episode, because they're really trying to find him. But if you ask me, that dude is gone. He like flew away to an island somewhere, changed everything about him, and I bet you he's doing the same thing. Now, if you're listening to the podcast, thank you. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you more than you know. But when you get a moment, go on the internet, Google this guy, Mike Bullinger. Okay? Mike. M-I-K-E. His real name is Gerald but for some reason he goes by Mike. So last name Bullinger, Bullinger. Yeah. Now, when you take a good hard look at that guy, I'm thinking he would be a lot smaller now. Definitely lost a lot of weight because he probably can't eat, how he used to eat if he's still living in the forest. But I don't know, man. He was a pilot. He could have flown anywhere. I don't think he would be in commercial, like commercial airlines. I think he would be in like maybe private ones, like when they do on the tours and they have like the smaller planes. Who knows? All I know is that these 3 amazing women are gone. And this town is devastated, you guys. I mean, they are just shocked to the core because they didn't even see this coming from a long shot. They said Mike was an amazing guy. Really nice, really kind, really generous, charismatic. Yeah, that, you guys, scares the shit out of me because that is the worst or the best chameleon I have ever heard of. Thank you so much for listening with me today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope we find the son of a bitch. I really do, and I really hope the family has justice, and sending positive vibes to the families involved in this horrific incident. And let me know what you think about this case. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and oh man, that is so good. Like, subscribe, and yeah, and share with your friends. I really appreciate you being here. Please take care of yourself, and remember, you are doing better than you think. See you later, guys. Bye.